Oh, hello folks. Welcome back to The Slice. Stephen Boughton here, checking in to give you a review of the Wimbledon final where Novak Djokovic pushed past Roger Federer for his 16th Grand Slam title in epic fashion. It was an epic match that will be remembered forever between two titans of the game. So in this review, we're going to get into what happened. We're going to walk through the match. I'm going to give you my opinions on how the match unfolded, my emotions, what went down, and then I'm going to react to some of your guys' comments reacting to the match and see if they are valid or not. So let's get into all that on this episode of The Slice.
Welcome to The Slice.
Welcome to The Slice.
Welcome to The Slice.
Thanks for tuning in, folks, after a crazy last weekend of tennis at Wimbledon. You know, I took a day to do this review, a day between the end of the match and this review to settle down, let my emotions settle, and so I could give the best review of this match possible. Because it's no secret that I pull for Federer. I'm a huge Federer fan, but I'm a fan of tennis in general, and I've gained a lot more respect for Rafael Nadal, especially because of some of his interviews. They were absolutely hilarious in this tournament, and just the way he played, and Djokovic as well. I'm becoming more of a well-rounded tennis fan, but I am unashamedly a Roger Federer fan, and this loss hurt big time. It big time hurt, so I took a day to push that aside so I could give the best review of this match I could possible. Before we get going, if I've ever brought you any value, check out the link below. It's the link to the Patreon account for this YouTube channel where you can financially support The Slice to keep going, to get to tournaments, to bring you guys better content. Yeah, so on that link, we do a show every second week that's just extra bonus footage for you guys who choose to support us financially, so thank you for that. Now let's get into this match. Roger Federer and Djokovic met in the final of Wimbledon after a very interesting tournament. A lot of the seeds fell early, and that opened up the draw, especially for Djokovic, who had one of the, and this isn't taking away, relax Djokovic fans, one of the easiest routes to a final that I can remember in the recent memory. He had to play Roberto Bautista Agut in the semifinals, which is not a name that you would normally think of on grass, but yet did handle him well because he had lost to him twice already this year. Handled him well. A lot of long rallies in that match. He played Goffin before that, and he played, I don't know, I can't even remember who he played before that, but it was a very easy route for him to the final. Didn't spend much energy, so he came into the final looking absolutely tuned in because he shouldn't have been tired at all, and he was playing great tennis. Roger Federer also had a very easy route to the final, or to the semifinal at least, where he had to play Rafael Nadal. And that was an epic match of epic proportions where Federer came out on top, was clutch at the end of the match, and finished off his arch nemesis and got the win. And silenced some of the doubters, where if Nadal had beat Federer again on grass, it would have been really bad for him, but a big win for Federer taking out Nadal in the semifinals to reach the finals where he was playing Djokovic, which is, again, the ultimate test, as Djokovic was the defending champion and a very good grass court player. So both guys came in great form to the final. The scoreline was this, 7-6 for Djokovic. So Djokovic won 7-6, 1-6, 7-6, 4-6, 13-12. So let's just go through what happens first, and then we'll get into my picks, my themes, my opinions on how the match went down. It was a tight first set. Federer was pushing, and Djokovic pushed right back. They got to a tiebreaker, and Federer went up, and then Djokovic went back up and finished the set, taking the first set. And you think, if you're in the Federer camp, you're thinking this isn't good because he likes to be a front runner. If you're in the Djokovic camp, you're thinking, idemo, we are the mentally tough, we win these tiebreakers. First set in the books, Djokovic. After that, Federer raised his level, and Djokovic's levels definitely dropped. Federer takes the second set, easily 6-1, breaking Djokovic 3 times, giving Federer fans around the world massive confidence going into the third set, and probably giving Djokovic fans a bit of a heart attack, being like, what is going on with Djokovic right now? He did not look as tight, but we didn't see him get super frustrated. We saw him still stay locked in. So the third set comes around, and it's a lot more like the first set, where they're on serve through most of the first set. Federer has set point at 5-4. So he was up, he served first, he was serving 5-4. Or sorry, he was returning at when he was up 5-4, and he had a set point. Didn't capitalize. Djokovic holds, gets to a tiebreaker, and plays great in another tiebreaker, wins the third set tiebreaker. Fourth set, Federer keeps pushing. He breaks Djokovic early. He breaks him twice. Djokovic breaks back. There's a potential for Federer to choke there at 5-2. He lost. He got broken. Then Djokovic held, but then Federer closed it out to win 6-4. So clutch play from Federer there to bring it to a fifth set, where we are already now getting into this match knowing that this was an epic because it's going to a fifth set, and I didn't know who was going to win because what I'd seen going into this fifth set was Federer's level had not wavered throughout the match, in my opinion. It had not wavered. He'd played great, serving really well. Djokovic obviously dropped off in the second set, and he just got bested by Federer in the fourth set. The only thing that stood out to me is Djokovic had not had a break point yet in the match at this going into the fifth set. He hadn't had a break point. He might have had one break point, but he obviously hadn't broken, and that was astounding to me. The greatest returner of all time, Djokovic, in my opinion, couldn't even get a break point really against Federer's serve. So going into the fifth set, that gave me a lot of belief that Federer was going to pull this out. Fifth set starts, playing pretty good, both of them. They're both even, and then Djokovic breaks to go ahead 4-2, and then Federer breaks back. He's playing inspired tennis, and just because you think in just the history books, Djokovic going into the fifth set when Federer's 38 is going to be able to pull ahead and finish him off. And as a Federer fan, you start to doubt that. But Federer, just similarly to the fifth set in the Australian Open 2017, he just played these points perfectly and then passed Djokovic when Djokovic came into net on his first break point and got that. So kept it level. Then at 5-5, Federer almost breaks Djokovic to then serve for the match, but Djokovic does an amazing diving volley cross court to put it past Federer when he had come to the net to save it. So this match, regardless of the outcome, was just such an epic at this point, and it was an amazing treat to watch. Federer being the aggressor pretty much the entire match, and Djokovic being the rallier, playing great defense as he normally does, and digging like he normally does, being mentally strong and just fighting. It's just an amazing style matchup and amazing shot making the entire match from both players. So going out from here, you just don't know what's going to happen. But then at 7-7, Federer breaks Djokovic to go up 8-7, hits about 3 aces in a row, gets it to 40-15, and Federer has 2 championship points. The first one, he gets a good serve in, Djokovic gets a good return, and then Federer misses an unforced error wide. It's okay. Federer fans are thinking he's got another one. Federer, another good serve in, Djokovic gets a good return, Federer hits I would say a 60% attack shot, comes in after it, Djokovic passes him pretty easily. Not a great shot to come in after, and Djokovic stepped up to the plate and hit the passing shot. Good on Federer for putting in pressure, but didn't do enough with it, and then Djokovic stepped up. It's still not an easy shot to miss, but in the grand scheme of things, it was an easy passing shot, but probably not a championship point. And then from then on, Federer gets broken, and then they keep battling. Even at 11-11, Federer had another break point, but Djokovic shut him down. So my theme in this fifth set was, at the start, Djokovic broke and Federer to come back, but then Federer was pushing, almost getting there, and then Djokovic just, with like a cat up with his back against the wall, pushed back and saved himself and gave him a chance to get to the 12-all tiebreaker, and then won the third tiebreaker of the match, winning the match. So and even like right up into that, it was 5-3 in the tiebreaker. Djokovic, and they're in a rally. Djokovic just steps in, hits a backhand up the line, clean winner on the line. Just an amazing backhand, his signature shot to give him match point, and then he only needs one to finish off. So Djokovic wins this match. Absolutely devastating loss for Federer and his fans, obviously, because he had the chances that he had. And now my opinion on this match, after settling down, my opinion on this match is Federer played at an amazing level the entire match. His level never really dropped. He served unbelievably. He served 65% first serves in, which is what I think he needs to do to win. He served 26 aces, and he was changing it up a lot. He was slicing a lot more than we saw against Nadal to bring Djokovic forward on his backhand side, and it was working. He was doing a lot of nice drop shots, attacking when he needed to, just played an overall amazing match. And I think he played the better of the two players throughout the match. Djokovic just played the better when it mattered in these 3 tiebreakers. That's the way that tennis goes. Federer said it before this match. He said not always the best player wins. And in this match, the better player lost. That's my opinion. The more clutch player won. Djokovic needs to be congratulated because it would have been so easy for him to go away and just lose when the crowd is completely on Federer's side. Djokovic stayed strong, and when he was so close to the brink of destruction, like 4 or 5 times, he was able to stand strong and just get the point that he needed one more time, which is absolutely, as a Federer fan, you just want to crap on and be like, we thought Federer deserved this victory more. That doesn't matter, like Federer said after the match. Djokovic came up with the goods when it mattered and absolutely won, and he just won the match, and he won his 4th Wimbledon. And his 16th Grand Slam. So absolute kudos to Djokovic. Congrats to the Serbian fans. Congrats to Djokovic fans around the world. Congrats to Djokovic. Well-played match. But my opinion in general is Federer played at a higher level throughout the match and probably deserved to win. But in the end, Djokovic came up with the goods in those tiebreakers and won the match. So an epic match. We got Djokovic with the Wimbledon trophy there and Federer on the grass. And this match will be remembered as one of the all-time best matches I've ever watched. Federer said it was, obviously, he missed a huge opportunity there to win his 21st Grand Slam. Djokovic, after the match, said it was the toughest match he's ever played mentally, which shows a lot. He said the physically most toughest match he had ever had was against Nadal in the Australian Open final in 2012, but this was the most mentally tough one. You didn't see him get too frustrated in this match, even when he was, I would say, losing. He was the one on the defense. He also said he was playing on his back foot the entire match. You didn't see him get too mad. You saw him stay mentally focused, and I think that's a testament to what his biggest strength has been throughout his career is his mental game. You've seen this many times in clutch points in finals of Grand Slams. He's bested Federer multiple times with that, and Nadal. So he's an absolute beast on the court. He's not my favorite player, but that doesn't matter. He deserved this win because he won, and all congratulations to Djokovic. And now, so yeah, that's my opinions. What do you think about that? Let's be civil in these comment sections below because this was a great week for tennis. So I got a couple of takeaways for you. Djokovic secures his 16th major. Wants to catch Federer. He said in this that he wants to have the all-time record for Grand Slams, and he can do it. Getting to 4 behind Federer at this point makes it seem very possible that he can do it. He still has to win 5 majors if Federer doesn't win any more to beat him, which is a lot. Still, that's almost 25% of the ones that he's already won. But you think that he'd be putting himself in a pretty good position to do that at this point. So yeah, that's obviously a great thing for Djokovic. It secures his spot at the world number 1. He didn't gain any points from this, but it secures his spot atop of the men's game. Federer, brutal loss for him. It's going to be extremely tough for him to get over. He's had... being, to me, the most consistent tennis player for sure of all time, getting the most major finals, you put yourself in the position when you're playing guys like Djokovic and Nadal in basically every final to lose heartbreaking matches. And this is just another one of those. But thankfully for him, along to go with these heartbreaking matches is 20 Grand Slam victories where he can probably think of and get a lot of solace from, obviously still holding the all-time record and winning all these matches. So obviously this is a brutal loss for him. But he can hold his head high because he played an amazing match against Djokovic. In my opinion, I thought he was going to win. He deserved to win. But he didn't play the best in those big points. And he beat Nadal in the semifinals, which is an extremely tough match because Nadal was playing absolutely fantastic on the grass. So huge congratulations to both players in this match. And thank you for giving us a spectacle to watch. Now I'm going to address some of your comments, to get at some of them, because a lot of people are freaking out over the match. A lot of people are celebrating. I get it. But I think sometimes the fans who are against Federer really crap on him way too hard. I don't see Federer fans doing that to other players. When they beat him, they just go, Federer's the greatest. They're fed heads because they're so obsessed with how good Federer is. I've seen people who aren't Federer fans crap on him and say stuff like this. Shadow Inferno Knight 1886 says, Federer lacks killer instinct. He choked very badly. Federer lacks killer instinct, but's won 103 tournaments on the ATP World Tour and 20 Grand Slams. That's weird. He lacks killer instinct. I don't know how you do that with no killer instinct. So that's just an idiotic statement. And then he said he choked very badly in this match. Roger Federer didn't choke in the Wimbledon final. And let me explain to you why. Choking would be if you were up 5-2 in a set or 5-1 in a set, and then you let this guy come back all the way and then beat you. That's how you're choking over a long period of time there. You had an obvious, put yourself in a very, very good position to win the match, and you would have had a long time to do it, and you were the probable winner at that point. Federer did not choke when he had 2 championship points because in the grand scheme of things, if you just take away the championships, that's just 2 points, and you're playing against Novak Djokovic, who's the #1 player in the world, and he's the best returner ever. So Federer just has to win one of 2 points. That's not so easy to do. He played okay on both points. He had an unforced error, and Djokovic had an amazing passing shot. And then, once those 2 points are over, the opportunity to win the match right there is over. And then it goes back into the cat and mouse game that they had played over and over and over. Saying that Federer choked badly is actually insulting Djokovic on what he did to stay in the match at those key points. So saying Federer choked just shows that you don't know anything about tennis. You don't know, and you've never been in those scenarios, because a choke is a obvious loss of a match that you should have won. Federer maybe should have won this match, but it wasn't obvious. He had points. He put himself in a position to win, and he didn't do it because he didn't win the couple points that he had, but he definitely did not choke. So let's get that straight. Another comment from JJ Abrams says, well, we all know now who the real GOAT is, Steven. Greetings from Serbia. So I'm assuming you're a Novak Djokovic fan, and greetings. Thanks for checking in from Serbia. We love Eastern Europe here, but I don't think Novak Djokovic is the GOAT right now. Until Federer doesn't have the most Grand Slams, the most weeks at #1, and the most ATP titles, he's still the GOAT in my books. But obviously, Djokovic still has a great argument to be made. Look, and in my opinion, the GOAT debate is only still on because Federer lost. In my opinion, if Federer had beaten Nadal and then Djokovic at the age of 38, when Nadal's 33 and Djokovic is 32, they're basically both still kind of in their prime. Federer's 38, he's almost 40. He's turning 38 next month. If he had beaten both those guys, to me, the debate's over until something else happens. But because he lost, the debate is still alive and well, and this will go on for a lot more time, the GOAT debate. So you can think that Djokovic is the GOAT. I disagree with you, sir, but I would love to hear your points in the comment section of this video. So there's a couple comments that I had to review for you. Thank you for checking in. That was my recap of the Wimbledon. We had a great tournament. Thanks for staying with the Slice throughout the tournament coverage. We've applied for a media pass at Cincinnati, and we also might be going to New York to the Taste of Tennis. If that's going to happen, I need some support from our fans, so you can support us by checking the link out below. It's the Slice Front Row. It's the show that happens every second week. I answer your questions, give you unseen footage from other tournaments on there, and give you guys exclusive topics that I'm going to break down. So it's a lot more in-depth show, and it gives you a way to support me and help make our coverage and our fan base of this amazing, beautiful sport better. So thanks for checking that out. Thanks for staying tuned with The Slice. This is Steven Boughton signing out, and we will see you very shortly. Thanks for watching, folks. Click down here, over here on this green button to subscribe. Click here to watch another video, and click up here to check out that Front Row show. And as always, thanks for your opinions. Leave them down below. Be respectful, and just let's keep loving this amazing sport, because after Wimbledon, how could you not be psyched up on tennis?